This webinar on national education policy. Today, uh, our speaker, Dr. T. Vijay Kumar, Associate Professor, NRDPR, India, uh, is going to discuss certain issues which are related to national mission for mentoring and national professional research and its NEP review and reforms. All the things will be discussed by our speaker. I welcome all on behalf of ELTA for this session. Really, it will be very useful for the teachers like us. We can make use of this in our professional development and would come to know the national education policy and its what are the reforms that have taken place and how and particularly in mentoring skills we would have some knowledge. Now I request Vinay sir to introduce the speaker of this day.
If you know, sir, Neela madam will do that.
Okay. I request Dr. Neela Madhavi ma'am, our teacher of English from Nalgonda, to introduce the speaker of the day to the participants.
And it is Sampath.
Good evening,
let us check
everybody.
whether the guest is all right. Ma'am, please wait.
Ma'am, just wait for some time.
Sampath.
Okay.
Vinay?
Friends, as you know, we have involved in mentoring skills and we have conducted a project on behalf of British Council and many of our teachers have involved in that and we are successfully doing the project. Many teachers have already involved and they are doing well. And this session would definitely helpful to us to learn more about that. My request you to all that if you have any queries regarding any mentoring skills, you may prepare a few questions to ask our guests to strengthen the mentoring skills and professional development activities in future. You may ask any queries related to national education policy regarding sir is well versed with the topic and he has involved in many research programs. So sir could address some of our questions.
Okay, Tiro Garu and Vinay sir, thank you very much for the initiation you have taken for this session. And also, I welcome all the participants regarding this. And at this point, we have a last date to submit our suggestions to NEP team. What reforms you want to make in mentoring and regarding professional development. So please think over it and try to submit, log into my NEP website and individually you can submit your all suggestions or else you can send to us and we will send to the people who are concerned. Okay, regarding that, the inputs are given by the experts and after that, if you want to make any suggestions in this field or how we can make the better India, the great India, or how can we develop ourselves, how can we make the things better in future, by NEP 2020. So for that, think over it and also give some suggestions now itself, and try to note down there if you want to give, and directly you can send to us, or you can log in. So once I will show the platform how it will be, then you can log in directly, or else you can send to our mail ID or WhatsApp numbers. Okay, thank you. Be patient, and the guest is facing some technical issue. So very soon you will join. Please be with us. Thank you. So just you type my NEP, you will get nct.gov.in NEP registration. So like this, the entries are required for that. And when you complete your registration, you will get into the platform, and then you can give suggestions regarding this mentoring and professional development.
కొన్న ఆభరణాలను ఫ్యూచర్ లో ఎక్స్చేంజ్ చేస్తే ఈ రేటు, తిరిగి అమ్మితే ఈ రేటు అని కొనేటప్పుడే గ్యారంటీ ఇచ్చే అష్యూరెన్స్ సర్టిఫికేట్. ఆభరణాల్లో స్టోన్, వ్యాక్స్, గ్లాస్, ఎనామిల్, థ్రెడ్ ఇలా ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయో వాటి వెయిట్ ఎంతో కళ్యాణ్ గ్యారంటీ అనే అష్యూరెన్స్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇండియాలో కళ్యాణ్ జ్యువెలర్స్ వాళ్ళు ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు 4-level అష్యూరెన్స్ సర్టిఫికేట్. కళ్యాణ్ వారి ప్రతి ఆభరణం మీద ఈ బిఐఎస్ ముద్ర ఉంటుంది. దాంతో పాటు ఈ క్యారెట్ అనలైజింగ్ మిషన్ లో మీ బంగారపు స్వచ్ఛతను ఈ కళతో అంతేకాకుండా కళ్యాణ్ గ్యారంటీ అనే
is okay. Sampath started. With ELTA Telangana is conducting webinars along with that teacher association with Maharashtra, and we have to take part in that webinar so that we get some detailed inputs regarding action research program. And as we have all involved in that, you may get some more inputs and those who have not yet complete and those who have not yet uploaded their action research questions are requested to as early as possible. Only one or two, a few left, and due to this pandemic situation, we could not conduct the research, but prepare everything, prepare all ground level things for research. Soon after the school reopens, we'll correct that and will successfully complete that.
Okay, sir. Now the guest is in. So welcome to the session. So hearty welcomes on behalf of Alta Telangana. Vijay Kumar sir, please Dr. Nila ma'am, please take initiation to introduce our guest. Thank you to you, sir.
A very good evening to all the enthusiasts. I am humbled and honored to introduce Dr. T. Vijay Kumar on behalf of ELTA Telangana. Dr. T. Vijay Kumar, he is an associate professor and training coordinator at the National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, Northeastern Regional Center, Guwahati, Assam. So he has more than 30 years of academic training and research experience. He is the Best Teacher Awardee and became the Asian Institute of Management Manila, Philippines affiliate in 2005 and resource person at Afghanistan Institute of Rural Development, Kabul, Afghanistan. He was the project director, monitoring of education projects, SSA, RMSA, and MDM, National Resource Person on Community Resource Mapping and Community Mobilization, Rural Development Leadership and Right to Education Act for a decade, 2005 to almost 2015, with Ministry of Education, Government of India. He is also a member of National Task Force for Implementation of Sarkar Bharat Mission 2012 and member of Satyen Mitra Literacy Award Selection Committee of Government of India. He consults and publishes in the area of development management with special reference to social sector development. He has successfully guided 10 PhDs and 2 postdoctoral fellows in humanities and social sciences. We are very happy to have Dr. T. Vijay Kumar with such an impressive profile catering to the needs of education department in not only in India, but abroad as well. ELTA Telangana is happy to have you in our midst. We welcome you, sir, and would love to listen to all the inputs that you are going to give to us teachers. Dr. T. Vijay Kumar, sir, hearty welcome, sir.
Ma'am, wait a minute. See, lost again.
Coordinator at National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, Northeastern Regional Center, Guwahati, Assam. Sir has 30 years of academic training and research experience. He specializes in the area of psychology of rural development, community resource mapping, and development management. He is the Best Teacher Awardee and became the Asian Institute of Management, Manila, Philippines affiliate in 2005 and resource person at Afghanistan Institute of Rural Development, Kabul, Afghanistan. He was the project director, monitoring of education projects like SSA, RMSA, and MDM, National Resource Person on Community Resource Mapping and Community Mobilization, Rural Development Leadership and Right to Education Act for a decade with the Ministry of Education, Government of India. He is also a member of National Task Force for Implementation of Sarkar Bharat Mission 2012 and member of Satyen Mitra Literacy Award Selection Committee of Government of India. He consults and publishes in the area of development management with special reference to social sector development. He has successfully guided 10 PhDs and 2 postdoctoral fellows in humanities and social sciences. ELTA Telangana is pleased to have you in our midst, and we look forward to your valuable inputs and suggestions to us teachers. Hearty welcome, sir.
Dr. Neela Madhavi garu. So first of all, I would like to apologize for this poor connectivity in the northeastern region. I think you are aware that I am now placed at Assam, Guwahati. So power failures and all, we are in disadvantageous position here. So in spite of that, now I am trying to link with all of you. So with this few words of this thing, without wasting much time, let us enter into the technical session. So this particular session is focused on national educational policy, and at the same time reviewing and consulting the teachers on different aspects. Particularly, at the same time, many state governments also started their initiation. So if you take an example of the Andhra Pradesh government, the neighboring state, they have taken so many initiatives under this national education policy, and they have operationalized the shifting of the school education subjects into higher education subjects. That is a diploma in education, bachelor of education course, and master of education course. All these courses now been shifted to higher education department with the initiatives. So the National Education Policy 2020, now phase-wise, stage-wise, many things are now going to be operationalized. So in this context, there are two important recommendations given by this National Education Policy, that is the National Mission on Mentoring, then Professional Standards for Teachers. These are the two important subjects. I can call them two sides of a same coin. You cannot separate the professional standards from the professional development of teachers. That is the mentoring. So here in this particular session, we are supposed to discuss on the National Mentoring Mission, and at the same time, we are going to discuss about the professional standards. So before going into the details of these two technical subjects, now the government is in wider consultation for operationalizing these two important areas for preparing the 21st century teachers. So can we have 1 or 2 minutes interaction with the participants? What is your understanding about 21st century teachers? Can anyone please interact on this?
Namaste, sir. Neela Madhavi here. So I think being able to help students teach about how to learn, teaching them how to learn first of all, and then perhaps to teach them critical thinking. The 3 C's as we call them.
Good evening, sir. I'm Vandana from Delhi. I think at the digital mode, we have to make our students equipped so that they will understand that if something is presented online, like I'm talking about assistive devices that we can use for learning. For that purpose, I think the teachers should be well equipped with the learning of digitalization.
Good evening, sir. I'm Srinivas Reddy from Hello. Hello.
Sir, your voice is not clear. Vijay Kumar sir, please stop video. By that you will get some connectivity. Bandwidth problem is there.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can speak, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, please. Anybody can please interact.
Good evening, sir. This is Venkatesh Rao.
Yes.
A teacher of 21st century skills should have uh, more technical skills to deal with the 21st century students.
Okay.
They should be able to analyze the problem and solve the problem, recognize analytical skills, reasoning skills, and questioning skills.
Hmm.
All the skills should be there to solve the to meet the challenges of the 21st century skills in
Okay, fine.
education.
Okay. So do you think that the present generation teachers are now at present they are ready to handle the 21st century challenges?
Yes, sir. Most of the teachers are doing. They are trying their best, but they need some support. They need some support to that. They need certain training and awareness. If they have such things, with they can do well with this.
Okay. So the 21st century challenges are both for teaching as well as for learning are quite different. The present set of skills the present generation teachers are possessing, I think in my personal view, they may not be compatible for delivery of the requirements of 21st century. That's why under this national education policy, there was a lot of impetus on preparation of teachers for 21st century. Okay, 21st
Yes, sir,
century.
they need to prepare for this.
Yeah, the 21st century challenges, the one of the biggest challenge, one among the challenges is the changing workplace environment. This is one of the biggest challenge. Changing workplace environment because of this uncertainty, because of this COVID, you can this pandemic, before COVID, during COVID, after COVID also, because already the UN has declared that this 10 years, this decade is going to be the disastrous decade. So many disastrous man-made calamities, natural calamities, many challenges are there. And there is a workplace environment changes are also there because of this digital era, digital transformation, and because of the technological advancements and also the requirements and the changing society needs. So under these circumstances, the importance of education plays very important role. So here, what is the importance of education? So far we are talking about education means only the transaction. Just we are transacting the information in the classrooms, but we are not enlightening the people to write from the data. For example, in taxonomy of knowledge, if you take taxonomy of knowledge, just we are giving the data only. That is the preliminary requirement. From their data, we have to proceed to information, from information to wisdom, wisdom to enlightenment. So this enlightenment will come only when the skilled teachers are placed in the schools. So therefore, 21st century generation teachers, preparing the 21st generation teachers has to be taken up from 360 degrees angles. It has to be tackled from all corners, from the pre-service teacher education, in-service teacher education, induction of the teachers, recruitment of the teachers, then induction of the teachers, then in-service teachers, then regular classroom transaction, regular interaction in the schools, and also the regular mentoring. So all these things are to be taken up very seriously by the union government and also the state governments. Then only these things we can achieve. So the transformation of the teachers is the need of the day. The teachers, all teachers should not only to change, but they have to transform. So what is the transformation? So now the transformational leadership is the need of the hour. So far we are discussing about only the transactional leadership. But now the requirement is transformational leadership. What do you mean by transformation? Can anybody please?
Changing the different aspects of the children.
What, sir, please?
Changing the different aspects, different development of aspects.
Change in the different aspects.
Development aspects.
Yeah. So the 21st century skills, among the 21st century skills for a teacher, he should become a learning passionate. He should become a lifelong. So we are talking about a lifelong learning process, but that is not really happening in the practical way. In practice, we are not seeing. In practice, we are not seeing the required amount of learning. So here, when you see the teachers, they should possess teaching skills. They should possess teaching skills. They should also they should transform to adopt new pedagogical theories, and also at the same time professional skills also they have to apply. So in this context, the national education policy, what it is intending is establishment of national mentoring mission. What is this national mentoring mission? What exactly the mentoring? Can anybody is having an idea of a mentoring? Yeah, please.
Providing opportunities instead of giving them an instruction. Provided
mentoring?
opportunities for the learners to become an autonomous learner. Providing opportunities for the learners instead of giving the ready-made information.
Okay. So here the policies related to the teacher and as well as the teacher education. In broad, we can call it as a teacher education. The teacher education here, the whatever it may, whether it may be a national mentoring mission or a national educational policy or 4 years integrated B.Ed program or any other in-service training program. All these procedures and policies are to be designed to equip prospective teachers with the knowledge, attitudes, behaviors, and skills, whatever way they require to perform their task effectively. I am using the word effectively. Just mere performing the task is not required now. The 21st century generation preparation requires effectively performing the task. That kind of skill sets are required. So here in the classrooms, in schools, and in wider community, the 21st century teachers are to perform their task effectively. So for that, the national mentoring mission, the mentoring of the teachers is very, very important. So what is that mentoring mission? How we are going to visualize that mentoring mission? The vision of the policy, it says that providing high quality education to all. This is the vision of the national education policy. And at the same time, making India a global knowledge superpower. That means creating a knowledge-based society. Not only India, but across the world, many countries, many societies have formulated their policies and procedures to create the knowledge-based societies. So in this knowledge-based societies, the advancement of digital technologies and synchronization of these digital technologies are also plays very, very important role. So providing high quality education to all through equitable and vibrant knowledge society. That is the need of the hour. So that is the vision of the policy. So here, sustainable development and living and global well-being. These are the three important areas one should see. Now we are all in pandemic situation, and we are talking about sustainability of the health, and at the same time sustainable living. Now the life is in threat. Every day you are experiencing that in and around of your homes, colonies, villages, cities. At present, for the last 1 week, we are hearing many things. So the life is in threat. So that means the life skills, imparting the life skills to the 21st century learners is very important. And at the same time, we have to ensure the global well-being, not only the local well-being, but it is a global well-being. What is that global well-being? So here, the teachers and their status of the teaching profession must be restored. High status of the teaching profession must be restored. So high status, how the status will come for the teachers or any profession, for example, you take medical profession or you take any other profession, law profession, or you take any other engineering profession. How we can build up the status? Can anybody please?
By improving the skills in the particular profession. By improving skills in the particular profession.
Improving the skills in the particular profession. So the status of the profession for all the teachers, for example, if at all you wanted to improve the status of the teachers in the society, the teachers discipline is very, very important. Am I right? The teachers discipline is very important and their professional upgradation is very, very important. They have to be equipped with high standard professional ethos and values. High standard professional ethos and values, how one can inculcate in the schools, for example, in the schools or in a society, by establishing or interacting with the role models. Role models, that is through a mentoring. So here, the mentoring is nothing but, the mentoring is having many these things, okay? So
Sir, please unmute. You are muted.
it is a one-to-one support of a novice. Mentoring is nothing but one-to-one support of a novice by more experienced practitioner. So when we are trying to prepare the 21st century teachers, we have to give support to the teachers on one-to-one basis. So how can we establish this one-to-one support? Anybody is having any idea? One-to-one support, that means individual level. At the individual level, teachers should get the support primarily to assist the development of the expertise and also to facilitate their professional development in a specific local context. So in that case, how one can operationalize this national mentoring mission? Earlier in Andhra Pradesh, before undivided Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, there was an Andhra Pradesh primary education project. How many of you know that Andhra Pradesh primary education project? Anybody who has who is having the working experience in that project? The present participants? Have you heard about EPEP?
That APEP?
Sir.
APEP?
Yeah.
Yes, APEP. Most
In
of them
APEP,
having
yeah.
experience of that. We are at the beginning of our journey. Our
Yeah,
professional
yeah. So in the beginning of
96,
your careers,
96,
you might have experienced the EPEP
Yeah.
before the DPEP program. Okay, that was
Yes.
conscious. That was a conscious effort of Andhra Pradesh in those days to give lot of impetus on improving the quality of the teachers. Wherein we used to provide 10 to 18 days of training to all the stakeholders of the project, no? Right from the primary school teacher to the director of Andhra Pradesh Primary Education Project. There was a lot of training programs were there of longer duration training programs through institutions. Institutions like DIETS, there was a HRD department was established in the DIETS, and that used to design the programs and that used to deliver the programs. Am I right? Now, of late, at present, that system is not there. The system has been weakened. We don't want to enter into the reasons, but you know pretty well that there are many reasons. You can quote hundreds of reasons. why the system has now come down to that level. So now under this national education policy, the mentoring, they are now going to establish a national mission on mentoring to facilitate the professional development of the teachers in the local context. So the mentoring is having variety of purposes. It is not only for one. Mentoring means it is not only in one dimension. Whether it is you have to improve the learning of a language or learning of a mathematics or learning of a social studies. No. Mentoring is required for continuous professional development. So now in present school system, do you have any mentoring facilities in the school? Hello? Yeah. In present day school system, do you have any mentoring about this one-to-one support in the professional development?
From the government, we don't have any support like that, but as a teacher subject forum, the entire we people are doing that. We are connected with the state and we are helping each other. We are providing and the resources and sharing opportunities with us. We developed a kind of a connection with all the state teachers through this subject. That work we are doing.
Yeah, this is an external support, what we can call it as an external support. So what about internal support in the school system? I think it is almost minimal, low.
Only there are school complex systems, so which work somewhat working here and there, but not again. I am not saying that they are working 100%, but they are providing an opportunity for the teacher to support each other. School complex meetings.
Yes, in the school complex meetings, monthly one meeting is there. That too one day meeting for few hours it is there. That is okay.
Yeah.
But in a regular functioning of 8 hours of discharging the duty in a particular school, do you have any support, one-to-one support in the school itself?
It is minimal, sir. As you say, it is hardly not present.
Hardly you can notice. Hardly you can notice in any schools. There is no in a staff room or in a
interest government training, sir.
Yes, institutional.
Subject forums.
Yes, with reference to institutional arrangements, it is a zero. Am I right? So the mentoring can take place at different stages of this mentee's professional development. For example, a newly recruited teacher has placed in your school. For example, as and today, right now, one new teacher is placed in your school. What kind of mentoring you provided to that teacher in the school? Hello? Yeah. When you have placed as a new teacher, newly recruited teacher in the government school, have you noticed any mentoring facilities there in the school regarding your professional development?
No, sir.
No inductive training. After joining the teacher also, the headmaster, the senior teachers or any other teachers, active teachers, no kind of a support. No support is there to the teacher. He will do on his own. Am I right? So that's why the quality delivery is not taking place. So therefore, the framework of this national mentoring mission under this national education policy, establishing of national mission for mentoring is a welcoming sign. If you go to other advanced countries like Australia, Finland, and other developed nations like Canada, USA, there is a lot of mentoring facilities for the teachers. Actually, that mentoring is we have forgotten. Actually, it was there. Earlier, it was there. The seniors used to guide the juniors how to tackle how to discharge the functions, how to take out how to look out this profession at the school level. Mostly, we are talking about learners, but what about our own teachers' development? Unless and until teacher is professionally equipped, he cannot deliver the desired. Am I right? So establishment of national mission for mentoring in this national education policy is a welcoming sign. So what kind of vision and mission is there? So what kind of mission should be there? Vision and mission. The vision of this particular mission is to prepare the 21st century teachers. That is the vision. So for them, what kind of curriculum is required? What kind of handbooks are required? What kind of manuals are required? And what kind of resources are required? This is very, very important subject when we are talking about operationalization of National Mentoring Mission. So in this condition, mentoring facility for teachers. So in a given day of in a given working day, for example, 6 to 7 hours of working hours are there in a school. In that 6 hours, what kind of mentoring facility is there, or what kind of mentoring facility we can establish? This every teacher has to think now. Every headmaster has to think now. We have to give the concrete suggestions when somebody has consulted us, and we have to give our own suggestions for operationalization of your forum. I congratulate that your forum is taking up lot many activities. So you also take up an initiative to work out on the national education policy recommendations, and wherever it is possible, you can give lot of progressive suggestions to the government, union government. And now under this the present government is now focusing on wider consultations with all the stakeholders to operationalize all these initiatives through bottom-up approach. So in this context, I request this ELTA to work out on what kind of vision should be there for this mentoring mission, and also what kind of curriculum should be there for mentoring programs, and what kind of handbooks are required, and what are the challenges, particularly when a rural teacher, a teacher who is placed in the rural areas, the vulnerable, oppressed, depressed, and suppressed community children are coming to the school. So in that context, the mentoring of the teacher to train those children towards this 21st century, or prepare those children towards the 21st century, is a big challenge. So in this context, what kind of curriculum is required, what kind of handbooks are required, what kind of manuals are required, that please you have to think and you have to interact with yourself among your members, and you prepare that. And also the accessibility of the mentor teacher. If a government is placing one mentor teacher, where you can access him, whether you have to access in the school, or whether you have to access in the MRC, or whether you have to access at the district headquarter or the state headquarter. These are the some of the issues you have to discuss. Then quality of mentoring. What kind of quality of mentoring is required? Mentoring is not just chit-chatting. Mentoring is not coaching, or mentoring is not one-to-one guidance, but it is a one-to-one professional support. Professional support means it is a not only delivering the classroom transaction, it is beyond that. Mentoring in terms of attitudes of a teacher, mentoring in terms of knowledge of the teacher, mentoring in terms of the skills of the teacher, mentoring in terms of classroom management, understanding the learners, reaching the learners, evaluating the learners, supporting the learners for accelerating the learning. So many areas are there. So therefore, please think about that quality of mentoring. Then standards. What kind of standards are required? Then if you are aiming for high standard mentoring, the teachers should also prepare to receive that high standard mentoring. And at the same time, mentoring at different levels, like primary schools, we have different levels. The primary Anganwadi teachers are there now, early childhood care and education, then primary schools, then secondary schools, then higher education. So at every level, this quality of mentoring one has to ensure. That is very important aspect. Then coming to the resource availability within the mentor. If somebody wants to act like a mentor, the mentor should have the resources access. No, he should have all the advanced content, all the advanced pedagogical inputs, all the advanced case studies, success stories, failure stories, or the action research inputs. So the resource availability for the mentor, that is also very important. Then establishing mentor relationship. What kind of relationship should be there? In that, what is the role of these professional bodies? Now yours is also a professional body. What is your role in mentoring the teachers? Not only your members, but other than your members also, your role is there to extend the support to the teachers, teaching community in general, and in particular your own members. So establishing mentoring relationship through partnership. So what kind of partnership and collaborative efforts you will be placing? That is very, very important. Then institutional arrangements for mentoring. So what is the institutional arrangement is required? Anybody is having any idea about this? What do you mean
The
by
school,
this
the
institutional
school management should arrange for mentors in the schools who will
what
be
kind
able
of
to guide.
institutional arrangements are required for successful delivery of the mentoring in the school level? School-based mentoring. Let us take example of a school-based mentoring. What kind of institutional arrangements are required? Please interact, please. Anybody.
Sir, the school management should see that mentors are available in the school who could guide professionally the newly recruited teachers, as you said. There should be a body who can guide and direct and equip the teachers with the so-called 21st century skills.
So far in the schools, the headmasters are concerned only administrative. They are not able to focus on the whatever happening in the classroom. So the mentor's responsibility, not a mentor in class, but somebody is going to the class. So the teacher's mindset is going to change. So we have to consider the Delhi model. Delhi have selected the mentors around 100. They visited the school instead of giving the guidance and instructions. So they will work as a model there. They will teach instead of that teacher. So that they can learn and they can catch how to do and how to change, how to revise is the teaching style and teaching strategies. So that's the model that worked well, I think.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I would like to add one more point, sir, here.
Please.
Sir, I'm Snehlata, sir. From my experience of mentoring at my school, I would like to say that the first and foremost thing is requirement, the space. There is no space or a separate room wherein teachers can sit and discuss these issues. So there is a lack of space also at school to carry out such activities, sir. We either have to sit in the classrooms in front of students or in the library or in some classroom where there are no children. So there is a lack of space and we have to search for an appropriate and cool place where we can sit and continue our activity. So such basic necessities should be provided by school to for such activities to be carried out in a conducive manner, sir. Like material, resources, and books, and that kind of material should be provided by schools.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. This is Balalingam, sir.
Yes, sir. So how do integrate other subjects? Hello, sir.
This is Balalingam, sir. Sir, actually, better what you questioned. Your question is that how the teacher is being helped. But is there any mentor needed for the regular teacher? Am I right, sir? Your question is, sir? Hello?
Balingan sir, please respond. You understood the question, no? How the mentors are needed? In what way you are required like that?
Actually, so some years ago, there were some computer instructors. Technically, some teachers are lagging behind technically, so they need some computer assistants. So not only regarding the computer assistance, but also as Vinay said, some support is needed. Actually, your question is right. But why did the government go back from recruiting such kind of computer assistants?
Valingam sir.
Sir.
So in future, what type of framework you need? So what your opinion that you can say. So the thing is like this now, but if it is the situation and how you can change, how will be the network, how will be the mentoring system that will be useful for us, that you think and give suggestions. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So, but to the extent of teachers' help, you are talking, but actually the students are not ready to learn through these kind of devices. Suppose there are some online classes we conducted recently.
Sir, you are going behind the topic. Sir. So, sir's question is that how you will prepare your student for the mentoring support. That's the only respect to that area. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think
please hold on. Please hold on. Please hold on. I will be clarifying further. Here, whenever we are talking about this mentoring, we have to understand this mentoring facility. It is for the teachers, not for the students. Okay?
Yes, sir, I can understand. But
yeah, please hold on. I will give you time for you to interact. Okay? So, institutional arrangements for mentoring, for example, we are talking about some teacher should come from outside and he should observe and he should give some mentoring facility. Okay.
Yes.
Why don't we think that one senior teacher is being appointed as a headmaster? Am I right?
Yeah,
you are working in a high school.
Yes.
One panel grade headmaster is being appointed as a headmaster. Am I right?
Yes.
Why can't this headmaster will guide and extend one-to-one support to your teachers to deliver the quality education or for further growth of the teachers?
Okay, sir. But the headmaster is multifaceted.
No. Is it not the?
Of course, the headmaster may not be. Hello.
Sir.
Is it not the primary responsibility of
the headmaster? Subject will be different.
Yes.
I am not talking about subject. I am not talking about subject specific mentoring. I am talking about general.
Of course, most of the headmasters are not well versed. Some of our friends say headmasters are multifaceted. I don't agree that all the headmasters are multifaceted.
Hello. Headmaster means headmaster is the leader of the school. Okay. And also you have some senior teachers. Am I right? Senior school assistants are there in your school. And some senior experienced teachers are there. And first of all, how to establish a good interpersonal relationship for professional development among the teachers. That is the crux of the problem now. It is prevailed in the schools. Am I right? So, institutional arrangements for mentoring should focus on that in the schools. That is the relationship between teacher to teacher and the relationship between teachers and the headmaster and the relationship between the teachers and the mentor. So please think in those angles. In universities and all, there is a department. Am I right? There is a department and 2-3 teachers will be there in the department, and whether these 2-3 teachers interact together for this mentoring facility, can we expect that? Always we are talking about somebody should come from outside and he should give guidance. That is not at all possible. Whenever you provide support from the external, that external support is only temporary. Am I right? There should be some inbuilt mechanism. The whole teachers working in a single school, they should become a team, at least at the secondary level. There are some 10 teachers working with different teaching subjects, having enough experience of 10, 15 years, 20 years of experience, and they can interact And in that, the senior teachers can act like a mentor. Am I right? This kind of institutional arrangements we can think. Then designing the mentoring programs. So what kind of mentoring programs are required? You all should think now. You all should come out with good strategies. What kind of mentoring programs are required? Whether it is internally permeable mentoring program is required, or whether you want somebody should come as an external resource person and he should give it. And for that, what kind of advocacies are required and what kind of strategies are required, and whether the teachers are having awareness. First of all, the teachers should accept that. Teacher should act like a mentee. Mentee and mentor relationships should be established in the school. Now, no teacher is ready to take guidance from any other neighboring teacher. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes,
So,
sir, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, for example, in a particular school, 2 English teachers are there, one senior teacher and one junior teacher. And that senior teacher's guidance, whether the junior teacher is ready to accept that. Always we question that senior teacher is not having subject, it is she or he is not professionally competent. This kind of comments we pass. Given in a given situation, if all expertise is there with that senior teacher, the junior teacher is ready to accept that senior teacher. So there is an attitudinal barriers. Am I right? So for establishing this mentoring mission, first of all, breaking the mental barriers, the existing mental barriers of the teachers should be taken up. Then only they should be prepared to take the mentoring program. So this kind of arrangements you please think in designing of the mentoring programs. Then type of mentoring programs, whether it is the individual mentoring programs are required, or group programs, or peer mentoring programs are required, or whether it is a school-based program is required, or whether it is a e-mentoring can work. Like this Zoom facility, you can have half an hour interaction with the mentor directly out of your school hours, or before school hours, or during holidays. Then that e-mentoring type should be there, one-to-one. One-to-one, he has to apply your classroom observation, for example. Not only classroom teaching. Most of the time, restrict our ideas only to classroom teaching. No, the mentoring is required to how to dress up for a teacher. The mentoring is required how to talk in the staff room, and how to respect your headmaster, how to respect your senior colleague, how to respect a poor parent, how to respect your school management committee chairman, how to respect the poor learner. These are many issues. In all these issues, the mentoring is required. Not only your transaction or transmission of your classroom. Am I right? Most of the time, we teachers, we just fix up our mind, just only teaching the subject only. That's all. No, teaching the subject is the primary duty, but in and around that primary duty, you have many backward and forward linkages that has to be tackled through mentoring only. So therefore, in National Mentoring Mission, this kind of thought-provoking processes are required. This kind of discussions should take place. Through this kind of deliberations are to be encouraged by the professional bodies like you. So the mentor training resources, then capacity building arrangements for mentor teachers. For example, in a school, 2-3 teachers are doing some mentoring voluntarily or involuntarily. Where is the capacity building for them? For example, in a rural tribal area, some teachers are working and they are having, they wanted to improve further. So they need some capacity building arrangements. So not only at the school complex level, why don't we have at the state headquarters? Why don't we have at the national headquarters? Why don't we have at the international level through this digital medium, digital platforms? Why can't we have the Singapore University professor can give the mentoring to an English teacher who is working in the Warangal rural area? It is possible, no, nowadays? So that kind of capacity building arrangements, then national mentoring resource centers, state mentoring resource centers to be established, good library facilities, some digital library. Nowadays, the digital material is accessible all over the world. In a single click, you can get all the materials in your desktop or laptop. And unfortunately, I wanted to share one important observation here. Recently, we have conducted one PhD survey, PhD study in Sirsilla Rajana district, integration of ICT in classroom transaction. And knowledge and perceptions of teachers we have taken up for a PhD thesis. And the student, he went around 23 schools and interacted with nearly some 300 teachers. Only 20% of the teachers are having positive attitude towards this ICT. And only out of all the 300 teachers, their knowledge levels are only at the 30% level regarding ICT usage. And their perceptions are very, very low perceptions towards integration of ICT. So in this context, it is very, very big challenge, it is a very, very big challenge to build their capacities and to transform them into 21st century teachers. So in this context, we have to think, your professional bodies like you have to think about that. And continuous research, concurrent evaluation of the mentoring programs should also to be placed by SCRT or some professional bodies at the district level or at the school complexes, what we call under this national education policy. Now we are talking about decentralized governance, school complexes, equipping the school complexes with all these kinds of supports and transforming them to become the 21st century learning centers. So this is all about the mentoring mission and all. So mentoring is nothing but continuous professional development of the teachers, not only in content delivery, but also in terms of the entire personality of the teacher. I think you may be understanding my words. Entire personality of the teachers I am using, deliberately I am using this. What do you mean by personality of the teachers? The personality of the teacher, when we say, it is the values, ethos, the character, conduct, and the way they behave, the body language, the communication, the thinking processes, and attitudes towards the poor learners, attitude towards the school, attitude towards the program, attitude towards your head teacher, attitude towards your parents. All these matters when you are talking about the personality of the teacher. So in that context, the mentoring is required to transform the 21st century teachers or 21st century learners. And coming to the second important aspect, I think we will give some time after 10 minutes or so for open discussion, the establishment of national professional standards. What kind of professional standards? There should be some standard parameter. Nowadays, now in this pandemic situation, COVID situation, people are talking about standardized vaccine to protect their health. Am I right? We are questioning so many questions we are posing when Covaxin is there, Covishield is there, when Sputnik is there, when many things are, many drugs are coming. We are talking about the standard of that drug because we are serious about to protect our life. In the same way, to protect the seriousness of the learning, the standard of the teachers also the learners are demanding. So standardized teachers, the community should believe them. So in that context, what kind of professional standards are required? So in this, the establishment of national professional standards for teachers, so that from there, when it is certified that these teachers or these courses are standardized, then there will be more acceptability by the learning community. So the National Council for Teacher Education is going to be restructured as a professional standard setting body. Under this, there will be a General Education Council in consultation with NCRTs, SCRTs, and teachers from across all levels and all regions, and expert organizations in teaching preparation and development, expert bodies in vocational education and higher education institutions are to be consulted. So there is a lot of thinking process is now being initiated in this country. The standards would cover expectations of the role of the teachers at different levels, competencies required for the stage. For example, a kindergarten teacher prepare the 21st century learners. What kind of strategies, what kind of standards he or she is required? You know that Deller's committee report is there. Deller's committee report, there are 4 pillars of learning. 1996 it was recommended. Till today, it is not being operationalized in our country. That 4 pillars, everybody has forgotten. So in pre-primary education, that is in early childhood care and education, the kindergarten teacher, what kind of competitions are required? When you are talking about the professional standards, do you think that a 10th class passed Anganwadi teacher is going to play an important role in preparation of 21st century learners? For them, continuous mentoring and professional standards are very, very important. So without compromising the standards under this national education policy, we have to think. Then performance appraisal at each stage, and that would be carried out in a periodic basis. So here, if you see, the National Professional Standard Setting Body will also to form and design pre-service teacher education programs before service itself. Before service training programs, now you all are know. Earlier, we used it to call during APEP, DPEP period, there was an Annamalai BED. I don't want to criticize here. The Annamalai BED English methodology passed teachers are now the present English school assistants in many of the schools. Am I right? Am I right? So Annamalai teachers, so there was the distance correspondence education programs and all, without knowing the foundational level of knowledge, they just got the certificates. They just got the certificates, and by virtue of that certificates, unfortunately, they become the English school assistants. Am I right? Okay, it is fine. But after becoming the English school assistant, what is their improvements? Where is that professional development? Where is the support for them? Whether individually or institutionally or societally. We have not transformed them as a good English teachers. Am I right? Only few professional bodies like you, yours body, may be trying to change their attitudes. So the states are to determine all aspects of teacher career management, including the tenure, the professional development, then the efforts, then salary increases and promotions. And promotions and salaries, they are not related, but we have to link them. Promotion, the salary enhancement, it should be linked to performance. Performance appraisal should link to the salary, linked to the promotion. There should be performance linked career advancements should be there. Then the professional standards should be reviewed under this national education policy. The professional standards are going to be reviewed in every 5 to 10 years. That was recommended. So how it is going to be operationalized? Then here, enhancing the quality and status of the teaching profession, what kind of approaches are required? Workable approaches, not only paper-bound approaches. Practically implementable approaches are required. And strategies, what kind of strategies are required? That we have to think about this in this national framework. Then teacher quality and educational leadership task force. Teacher quality and educational leadership task force, whether it is required at the school level, or whether it is required at the mandal level, or whether it is required at the district level. The task force, we have to formulate into task force, and the task force should deliver the task. So in that, this professional body's role is also very, very important. The national collaboration in achieving the quality of teaching. School to school collaboration, mandal to mandal collaboration, subject to subject collaboration. And your association voluntarily, if you want to build the capacities of the teachers, have you experienced any support from the district education officers? Any invitations you have received from any mandal education officers or any headmasters? Why don't this ELTA will take the responsibility of orienting our school teachers like that? Any invitation you have received? No, there should be some proactive role in improvement of the teachers' quality by the educational leadership. When I say that educational leadership, it is a headmaster, and when it is not only the headmaster, the mandal educational officers, and also the district educational officers. District education officers is just not only drawing the salaries and dispersing the salaries. They have to promote the education in the district. That is their main primary duty. Promoting quality education in the district is their primary job. But that leadership is missing. So national collaboration and establishing relationship between the workshops and all these are required, and this has to be deliberated. This has to be discussed in a threadbare discussions should be there. Then ensuring consistency and enable recognition of quality teaching. Then authentic and extensive knowledge about teaching and learning. Authentic knowledge. Hardly you find among the teacher community or headmaster community or any education office community authentic knowledgeable persons. Very few you can see. No, am I right? Then encouraging the teachers to aspire to higher level of performance. Most of the time we compare our salaries with the IT professionals, but you go and see in IT professionals what kind of professional development is going on. Just only we are comparing in terms of monetary benefits, but we are not comparing in terms of their professional outlook, their attitudes, their learning, their environment, their institutional supports. All these things we have to learn from other sectors, and we have to bring into the school education or educational sector. Then only the transformation will take place. Then teachers' professional experience and growth on a continuum basis, it should be there. So preparation to professional leadership. Professional leadership should be there, not political leadership. Professional leadership, not transactional leadership, but transformational leadership at the school level is required. The moment when I use the transformational leadership, it is not only the responsibility of the teacher, but the teacher's responsibility is also there. Teacher also, he or she himself should transform. Self-transformation is very, very important thing, because after this COVID, there will be a lot of changes will be taking place in the workplace environment. Drastic changes will be there. We may not fit to exist in that changing workplace environment. So in order to adjust into that changing workplace environment, there is a lot of transformation is required. Personal efforts are also very, very important, apart from this mentoring, apart from these professional standards and all. So national education policy is thinking about these two important areas, and very soon they are going to operationalize all these things. So I request all the teachers and these professional body members, please act proactively, and you have to suggest what kind of reforms are workable, and what kind of reforms are receptible at the grassroots level in different cultural contexts, and establishing a link between career dimensions and professional element. And these are the important ideas where we can talk about the national mission on mentoring and professional standard setting body at the national level. So in this operationalization process, I request all the teachers to be proactive and take voluntary initiatives in suggesting, in understanding, in receiving the information, in comprehending the information, and analyzing the information, and contributing to the better policy formulation and operationalization. That is a very, very important thing. So with these few words, I will stop here. Now it is open for interaction for 5 to 10 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your contribution to our association to enlighten participants. So now I request Vinay Darwal sir to initiate the discussion, and T. sir, please take suggestions from participants. Go to Vinay sir and T. sir, please. So you can openly discuss and give some suggestions.
Yeah, anybody can interact, please.
Vinay sir, are you there? Tiro sir? Okay. Neela ma'am, Mamta ma'am, anybody, Padmavat ma'am, please, anything to discuss, please. express your views on this platform.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all the participants. Sir, you have given us really a very resourceful information, sir. And by the by, I would like to share, I mean to say, agree with you that unless our attitude and how we deliberate with our teachers and colleagues changes, there is no need of any external input for us, I feel, sir. I totally agree with your deliberation, sir.
Okay.
And the leadership and everything, we should not think that that somebody is very less or somebody is very more. When we are working for the cause of the students, everybody is equal, and everybody's idea is to be taken into consideration for the constructive construction of a what is that, a valuable student for the nation, sir.
Yes, in this mentoring aspect, first of all, we should have open-mindedness. Am I
Yes,
right?
sir.
Here,
Yes.
even a failure experience of a senior teacher also
Is
can
to
be
be considered.
mentored to a mentee, and based on that, he can construct better opportunities in the school.
Yes, sir.
But there is no interaction in the school
Yes, sir.
regarding the sharing of experience or attitudinal difficulties or any failures what he has come across during his service, particularly in promoting the teaching and learning aspects. Only we restrict it to our classroom curriculum only.
Yes,
Whether
sir.
I have completed my syllabus or not, whether my evaluation is done or not, whether I have given formative assessment or summative assessment, only to these areas we restrict ourselves. But now, for in preparation of 21st century teachers, we have to
Yes, sir.
move out of these brackets.
Yes, sir.
We have to come out of this box.
Yes, sir. 100%, sir.
We have to think now under this COVID situation. You see, hardly. I am very sorry to share here. In Andhra Pradesh, regularly I am in touch with most of my friends and teachers.
Sir.
Every day we are losing many teachers. So I have analyzed that why only teachers are being victimized under this pandemic situation.
Yes, sir.
Why? Any reason? I am not getting any answer here.
Hello, sir.
Because this pandemic situation, teachers
Hello?
are more educated, teachers are more enlightened people. They should lead and they should help the others to rescue, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is our social responsibility.
But it is other way around. The teachers are being victimized.
Yes, sir.
You see, actually teachers should stand in front. They should stood first and they should lead the community. In terms of preventive care, in terms of taking sanitation, in terms of
Safety.
behavioral changes, in terms
Safety.
of mask wearing, in terms
Yes,
of safety, and all the teachers should lead actually.
Awareness campaigns.
Awareness campaigns, advocacy campaigns. But teachers are not coming because of many reasons, and at the same time they are victimized. No, many teachers, they are losing their lives.
Yeah.
Because the lack of their education, lack of exercises, lack of nutritive food, because of sedentary life, because they don't practice yoga and meditation, teachers. Therefore, these are becoming weak points for the teachers to become victimized.
Yes, sir.
This is one example, very sorry to say, but in 21st century, there are many calamities are going to come, many disasters are going to come. During those situations, that teachers, you have to prepare a dynamic, vibrant teachers so that they can lead the community.
Exactly.
Not only classroom transaction.
Yes, sir. We are only confined to our records.
Yes. We are not coming out and we are not working. Just like doctors, the front warriors, the teachers also should play a front warrior role with their good immunity, with their good willpower, with their good self-esteem, with their good leadership qualities.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, good evening, sir.
So most of the time, teachers are not motivated intrinsically. So that is also the one reason. The teacher,
Yes, sir. Yes,
who
yes,
is
yes.
active professionally is not recognized.
Yes.
So after some time, and he lost his interest and is not doing that. That is the one
Yes.
reason.
Yes, that's
So
why
that
mentoring
we
is
should
required.
focus on
regular.
that area also. Intrinsic motivation is also the key aspect. That
Yes.
works more effective than all other things, because we already know there are number of curriculum, books, modules,
Yes.
training centers, everything is available. But if a
Yes.
teacher is not motivated intrinsically, all these things are going to be wasted.
Yes, yes, you are right. Yeah, any other place?
Yes, sir.
Hello,
I
sir.
guess, sir. I guess as per your instructions, it should be made mandatory that every school headmaster keep a monitoring team in the school. I mean, it should be there on the records. It should be there. I mean, it should be mandatory. Only then things would work.
Working task force should be there.
Yes, sir. I very much, because all these
functional
ideas
task
are
force.
there. I mean, the ideas are always there. It has always been, but when it comes to implementation, sadly, no headmaster takes that initiative.
Yes,
So it
yes.
should be made mandatory in the schools. As you said, we cannot expect any external force to come into the school and try to strengthen the teaching force.
Yeah.
It has to be done. It is permeable only when it is done within the school complex, and the context varies from school to school.
Yes.
The problem varies from school to school, and that can be best understood only by the senior teachers who are there, and they
Yes.
can help out the teachers who are there. Because India is such a vast country with so many differences, be it culturally or in all aspects, as we all know. So I
Banana.
believe that it should be made mandatory in schools. A team should be there, and even the teachers who are monitoring, they need not feel very superior about themselves. Instead, they should be like the experience of the senior teacher and the innovativeness of the junior teachers. They should go hand in hand, and they should work constructively and see that the student gets the best out of them.
Yes. Yes, madam, you are right. Yeah. I
Sir,
will give
good
you one
evening, sir.
example
Sir,
here.
hello.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Sorry, sir, I want to.
Sir.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes,
Sir,
please.
carry
Padma.
on, sir. Carry on.
This pandemic, teachers, so many teachers' lives are losing because of that. Not the education of the teachers. I think Telangana, the famous, very good MU Mankan Rajaya.
Yes.
Also lost his life because of continuous interact with the teachers and schools. So, and the main reason is that in Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, I think you have read that article also, when the politicians, they conducted the election in the Sagar and Warangal Khammam, the cases are raised because of it. That is the reason why I'm giving this example. For education also, what you are saying that monitoring is or this mentoring is also welcome. We should welcome. But yeah, all the in this 30 years or 40 years of the education system, from the Kothari system also, we have this mentoring in a various levels. But we do not deny that. So, for example, you mentioned that clap, now it is CCE, and now we just now the training has completed that Harivillu. With all these programs, the management is giving sufficient training to the teachers. We do not blame the government, we do not blame the teachers. Though we are not getting sufficient results from the schools, especially from the government institutions. For that, I think National Achievement Survey is the proof. Pratham report is the proof, and so many central and state reports are proving that. Means the poor results or reason to because of this mentoring or monitoring or professional. I don't think so. What you say that national education policy, I read and discussed in various platforms also. Only the mentoring or this professional achievement cannot change the system which we are leading now with throughout the state or central. there are the main reasons we have in the failure of that education. That we have to discuss, I think. Why I'm saying this, for example, you see, the national education policy is saying that there are nationwide and statewide in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, there are 2 different classrooms we have. Without you are saying that equal education, how we get the equal education with the private and private corporate and government with the minimum without that, how can we achieve? That is a fundamental question asked by so many organizations throughout the India. Nearly 2,000 lakhs of reports they sent, but the government haven't received at least one recommendation from the people or from the students' organizations or teachers' organizations. So there is a defect in the report, I think. NEP is not related to solve all these problems. That we have to go through grassroots of this system, why we are failing. I think the mentoring and also professional qualification we need, but we have that also. Though we are not getting results, why? That we have to examine.
Here I would like to intervene. Good suggestions you have provided. Whatever you have raised are very, very important issues you have flagged up. Here, wider consultation is going on under this bottom-up approach, okay? Now, the policy has not at all operationalized. Only few things are operationalized. Now there is a timeline. Now it is going to be operationalized in different facets, different dimensions. This mentoring and this professional standard setting, we are not linking with other aspects. We are not talking about professional achievement. The main fundamental agenda of this today's discussion is how best we can prepare our teachers to face the 21st century requirements. That is the question. 21st century requirements are not only the students' achievements. 21st century requirements are beyond the classroom transaction, beyond the students' achievements. Preparing the community or the students towards this path is also one of the requirements. Okay, so this preparing the future citizens to face the life, that is one of the biggest challenge. So the point here is you should network or you should articulate your ideas, focusing only on how best we can prepare the 21st century requirements suitable teachers, the teachers who are fit to be the teachers in 21st century. That is the main fundamental question here. So in that context, whatever the skills we are having, these skill sets definitely will not be helpful to discharge your profession in 21st century. There is a huge gap of the skill sets. Whether how you have to develop these skill sets, the mentoring is only one approach. It is not a 100% solution. This is not like a B complex tablet. Mentoring is only one kind of a vitamin out of all the vitamins when you talk about, when you compare in that context. So how this mentoring can be operationalized? That is the main question of today's discussion.
Yes, sir. Manjula ma'am, will you speak anything? Madhav sir?
Sir, I am ready, sir.
Yeah, please share your feelings. Regarding mentoring only, please don't go away for the topic. Welcome you, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, my doubt is, are there going to be changes in the books, sir? Nationwide, the same books are there.
That is not the question of the session, sir. And you, how can you change the system, or how can you recommend the changes in mentoring system? So don't.
The need to enhance our skill sets, the need to change our attitude. That is the focus.
Please, regarding that, please ask. Please share your.
Now, please, I am once again requesting you. You please articulate your ideas on only one topic. How best you can prepare the 21st century teachers through this mentoring.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Sir.
Sir.
Yes.
Hello?
Please go ahead.
So please introduce yourself and please tell sir Motorola. You are named as Motorola. Please change your device name or please share your feelings, sir. Otherwise, any others, please.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Ramesh sir.
Good evening,
Sampa,
sir.
sir. Hello?
Yeah, Chokai sir, please.
Sir. Today we discussed one of the important aspects regarding that that is a standardization mentoring programs at the institutional level. That is very important, sir. The interaction in between that administrators, mainly the supervision committees, and also the teacher in between that various subject teachers, that should be inbuilt that good mentoring standards in between our developing that professionalized. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
That our sir, Vijay Kumar sir, had been told some important points regarding that the correlation between that the various subject teachers as well as that our administrators, as well as our mandal level and district level, what is that supervising committees. And one point has been given by our Vijay Kumar sir, that district committees mostly they should be pay attention on that, not only for giving the salaries, for improving the standards at school level. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
That only the lack of the supervision at the school level, that interaction or the development of that mentoring and mentee programs have been dropped off. I think so. I have been observing from 32 years of my service, and at the beginning stage, the supervising committees have been activated day by day. But various programs have been giving to the teachers, and the training have been conducting. But that at implementing stage only they have
Here, Chokkaya garu, here,
sir,
supervision, training, these are all are other aspects. I am not going into the details of training or supervision.
Okay.
Mentoring means, I will give you one example. For example,
sir.
One senior craftsman is there. For example, a carpenter is there.
Sure.
Along with him, a junior boy you have attached. You please mentor this junior boy regarding the crafting.
Okay, surely.
Okay. So how he will be? He is not giving training, no. He will be mentoring.
Mentoring. Okay.
How he will be mentoring? ఏ టైంకి రావాలి, ఎలా ఉగి పట్టాలి, ఎలా చెక్కాలి, ఎలా కర్రను పట్టాలి అనేటువంటిది ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వడు అక్కడ. ట్రైనింగ్ అవసరం లేదు అక్కడ.
Openly, I have been telling something, sir. Nowadays, mostly the highly qualified teachers have been appointed. But one more thing, that the latest teachers, means newly appointed teachers, have been one drawback in them. What is it? They have been looking the senior teachers. They thought that the senior teachers don't know about that latest trends. That is one of the lack what have been observed in them.
Yes, that is the attitudinal problem.
Attitudinal problem, sir, certainly. Means whenever the senior teacher would be going to tell something, the junior teachers would be taking
okay, please hold on. Please
sir.
Hold on here. 1 minute you hold on here for the benefit of others.
Sir.
Here attitudinal problem is there. Yes, right.
Yes.
So that attitudinal problem, how you can through mentoring?
Okay. That
whether is there any possibility of reconstructing the attitudes of the junior teachers by the senior teachers?
Certainly.
Then why it is not happening? Why it is not happening, and how we have to operationalize?
Okay, by and by, the senior teachers should be having some patience regarding their juniors. We should be going to change their mental abilities regarding that subjects. Okay, whatever they learn, with the help of their experiences, the teacher, senior should be going to taught them well, and that our junior teachers, our friends, should be going in that way to develop that language.
Yes, they both of them sit together. both
Yes,
of them
yes.
sit together and
Okay,
close
certain.
interpersonal relation should be established. And
Yes, sir.
over a time, the mentoring process will start automatically.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now,
Sampath, it's already
Vinay.
50. No?
Renuka
Just take
ma'am,
last
Dr.
one
Renuka.
question and conclude.
Yeah. Renuka ma'am, Dr. Renuka.
Yes, sir. Very good evening, sir. I am Renuka from Mancherial. I am working in MJPT BC Welfare Society. Once again, I am wishing you very good evening to Vijay Kumar, sir. Sir, here the mentoring is very important in every school, which is you telling about now. Here I noticed many problems in the schools. Most of the teachers thought there is no commitment to do their profession. Here, the senior teacher or junior teacher, they haven't professional commitment. What is the function of them? They would not give the priority. Only they don't give importance to develop their skills. So here there is lack of inability. There is lack of skills. Due to that, they would not give the they would not develop themselves. How could they give suggestions to the senior junior teachers? So both of the teachers, senior and junior teachers, would need to develop themselves. So first of all, ourselves, we have to develop the commitment. We have to develop and enrich the skills. So that commitment is very important. Then only, and again, schools also need to be import this kind of initiatives. Then it automatically everything will be purposeful and develop everything. So it's very nice suggestions given by Vijay Kumar sir. I want in my school I will also suggest those things. This is more more things I noticed, sir. Here, most of the teachers are not have a proper skills, so they would not. They have the skills, but they would not give the priority to develop themselves. Only they would chit chat about them, their their increments, their personal things. So
that all the problems we know, madam. You suggest any suggestion to overcome that?
The suggestions only the persons themselves only come to forward. So
yeah, practically we have to start thinking in a different way.
Yeah, I forward myself. I want to develop my skills. Then automatically everyone will be getting impact by us. So that everything. So here the leadership is very important, and the school need to be direct towards that.
Yeah. Thank you, Renuka madam. So here at last I would like to sum up like this. Here is first of all, in every school, whether it is a primary school or secondary school or a higher secondary school, there should be an enabling environment for professional growth of the teachers.
Sure.
So everyone should contribute for that, and that enabling environment first we have to create, and there should be some space for receptivity of all the suggestions given. Even we are ready to take the suggestion from the school management committee chairman also.
Yes, certainly.
That kind of open-mindedness, that kind of enabling environment we have to build in the schools. Then only the mentoring facilities can be initiated or operationalized. Okay.
That type of open-mindedness should be needed.
Yes.
Am I right?
And we should respect the experience of every individual, whether he is a teacher or a parent or a mother or a food midday meal cook helper or headmaster. We have to respect, we have to give respect to their experience, and we have to listen carefully, and we have to create that enabling environment. Then only the mentoring can be operationalized. Unless and until this cannot be operationalized at the grassroots level. This is my personal feeling.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Vijay Kumar sir, for your patiently addressing our friends and all the participants from our bottom of our, on behalf of our Red Telangana. So we thank you for attending the session, and please in future if you want to interact with us and if you give any suggestions regarding this, you can share your views to eltatelangana@gmail.com. And also Vinay, I request you to sum up. And also, please, vote of thanks by Padma Agni. Vinay sir, are you there? If you,
Yeah,
please.
thank you, Sampath, and thank you, Vijay Kumar
Thank you,
sir, for
Vijay sir.
providing us
Thank you very
good
much.
input for us. So you have given a lot of inputs about what is mentoring and how can we incorporate and all other things. The one major hurdle is the teacher's mindset. So that we need to address. So that will solve every problem. And another traditional mindset of the teacher is that he thinks that always he is an encyclopedia. He knows everything. So if you come out of that mindset, if you become a lifelong learner, so then every teacher will become a better mentor. So that will give us the better results. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And I also thank all the members for joining this and making this program a great success.
Thank you all.
everyone.
Over to Padma Agni, please, vote of thanks to the guest and all the participants. Are you there, Padma Agni? Hello? Neela ma'am?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Padma Agni, it's okay. Otherwise,
Sir, Dr. Vijay Kumar sir, you have triggered that the thinking process in every teacher here. Now, I'm sure that every teacher must be thinking what best can be done in order to bring out bring out a positive change, how to become proactive, and how to bring the tangible changes in the school. So you have set the wheel in motion, and I hope everybody will note all the points that you have said in their own diaries. And once getting back to school, maybe share these ideas. Maybe it is not a question of maybe. Everyone should share these ideas. And if possible, the recording that Sampath sir has done could be shared with our heads in our school also. And if it is implemented, things would work fine. Thank you for your presence, your time, your suggestions, and the huge resource that you have given to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you.
thank you.
Congratulations and appreciations to ELTA for doing good initiatives. I wish that you should continue, keep on doing this type of deliberations. Then only the teaching community can be created in the society.
I
Wish you all
should
the
point
best.
out. So I should point out that ELTA is doing a great lot of good things. There is already the peer e-mentoring and peer mentoring that you have already mentioned in your talk, sir. ELTA Telangana has made initiatives for this peer mentoring and e-mentoring. And that is how we are, I mean, for over year, we have totally been in the process of changing our attitudes, in the process of learning, and we hope to do a lot more with the assistance of ELTA Telangana and with people like you. Thank you for your presence, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
all. Thank you very
everyone.
much. And for your
Pastor.
cooperation
Yeah.
and coordination.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank you,
safe,
Vijay
stay
sir.
healthy.
Special thanks to Vijay sir and just with
Sampath sir.
quickly call. I have
Sampath sir.
recommended. Thank you very much. Sir,
Sampath sir,
sir.
please arrange the
Okay, sir,
programs
please.
like this with
Okay, sir.
experts. Certainly, our teachers should be changed their attitudes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please respond and mail us. And also you talk us online or you can meet many programs we have been doing with your cooperation. Thank you. In future we'll meet again and again. Thank you all. I will end.
Thank you, sir.